Hi, I'm David Paul, and I've been thinking about holding on and letting go. This thought came through my mind last week, and I wrote it on an index card, and then a couple of things developed which shed a little light on this, why it kind of was on my mind and where it was going. I go to a lot of city council meetings, and I like that local interaction. I like to see problems solved at a local level, but what I find usually is that some people just can't get over certain things. They just want to bicker and create discord rather than solve problems. And that's the most difficult thing for us to do, is solve these little petty problems. I saw two shows the other night. I was laying there, and they were incredible. And they overlapped to the point where I just was thinking, maybe we can get this. Maybe we can put it all together and have an understanding, a comprehensive understanding. Now, death is the cessation of motion. So life is the ebb and flow, the continual motion of life. And duality, paradox, all these things play in. The one show is a medical show. There's this stuff, intercellular matrix, and you can bleach out a liver or a kidney or a heart and just have the matrix that holds the cells in there. The cells have been washed away. You can replant the human cells from a donor and have this organ grow and not be rejected. It's like it's their own homegrown organ. Pig intestines have this intercellular matrix in part of their stomach that they grind up and put into powder and put on wounds, and they miraculous wounds, burns, and this guy had his fingertip cut off, and the thing grew back, and a nail grew, and eventually fingerprints grew back, and the other doctors were going to amputate the finger. His brother just was also a doctor, sprinkled some of this powder on his finger, grew back. These are the miraculous things that are going on now. I was switching back and forth between the shows because there was a show on how the universe works, and they're showing that these star maps they create of galaxies, this fibrous expanse that goes on, it's just like this intercellular matrix. That's space and time. It's all related. It's all connected. But the main thing about this show that struck me was that they're talking about dark matter, which slows and holds the universe together, and this new other force that physicists who just want to deal with facts are forced to admit exists, dark energy, which seems to be pushing the universe apart. So what is it? It's not distinct, it's not separate, it's there, it's overlapping, overlying, but they just don't know what it is. Now, the old alchemists that I like to study, some of these metaphysical books, they've understood this forever. 100 years ago, some of my favorite writings come from a guy who talks about involution and evolution of life. If you look at the Star of David and inverted triangles, that's the directionality of life, in and out, holding on, letting go. And this overlapping layer of these forces, dark energy, dark matter, these are the overlapping fields of energy that exists beyond the physical perception. The physical realm is really the starting point or the returning point which life and consciousness evolves up out of or back to. So that's what's happening. This energy is just over us. It doesn't do us any good to argue about terms, mental plane, astral plane, extraphysical plane. You can go on all day, but there are vibratory rates, and they determine the energy level of this field of existence. It gives way, the astral worlds, to the spiritual, and then to the celestial. And that's as far as you really need to think about this, because that's where God exists. So you can be in awe of God and worship God and give glory to God and just enjoy the wonder of it. But realize that that's it. You can't understand it, you can't explain it, you can't claim it, you can't claim to have a God that's the true God and everyone else doesn't have that. God is infinite consciousness that and force of life that interpermeates all these other lesser levels of existence where we're consciously living in now. So that's what life is. It's consciousness, form, and environment. And our environment is very coarse. Our consciousness is very new. We're human beings. We're evolving. We're tapping into these astral and spiritual levels of consciousness. And that's all it is. It's harmonious vibrations that we aspire to. So that's why we love each other. That's the most harmonious frame of mind we can keep. And understanding how the cosmos really works, how all of this beautiful life exists as part of God's great plan, that's enough. And then we can just love one another and let go of some of this rancor that is going to destroy us, this religious need to be right. No one's right. Just love God. That's the best we can absolutely do. Thank you.